Hey everybody, welcome back to some Mewgenics. I have some exciting content on the way in terms of guides, but in the meantime, I'm just kind of taking this weekend to enjoy playing Mewgenics. I feel like with the breeding strategy guide, I spent so much time trying to figure out how to pass on 7s forever that I didn't really get to play. So this weekend will be dedicated to just progressing my file and trying to beat Act 3 of the game, but for our YouTube Let's Play, we're not doing anything that crazy. We're just going on our second adventure. I think we have a squad here. Chuba, Varjak, Raiden, Bootsy. You guys are ready to go on the next adventure, which will be the sewers, I believe the game makes you do. Now, I'll tell you what. 2 stats I hate to see low. Constitution and speed. Not a fan of that. Constitution low. Speed low, maybe not as bad. Constitution low. Makes me not want to bring a character that has any negatives to their constitution. You have Healing Bolt. You might be a cleric, even though there's a chance to stun. You spawn fleas. You might be a good ranger or hunter, I should say. Except, put your speed at 2, and that's pretty bad. Now you might be an okay hunter. Bootsy. Closest ally moves towards you. You know what? We don't have many characters that have a 6 strength. Why don't we just make you the fighter? It'll give you a little bit more movement. Give you 8 strength. Now, what to do with you two? I wouldn't mind a cleric. You know, mage to me is a little bit too RNG focused. RNG focused in terms of like the spells they get. I find it hard to make the spells really combo with each other. But like I find you can get like an ice fire, you can get an ice spell, you can get a fire spell. They don't necessarily synergize together, is what I'm trying to say. Healing Bolt's a high mana cost spell, so you might be fine as our mage. But we probably also need a tank. One way I like to do team composition is you always need a tank. You always need someone who can do single target DPS at put out a lot of DPS on their turn. So like fighter's good because their melee attack scales 1-for-1 with strength. While someone like ranger, you need 2 points of dex to make this go up 1 point. So they don't scale with stats as well. However, ranger, obviously, if you get something like marked, then their damage is going up a lot. Ranger also has the capacity to hit targets in the area. It also has the capacity to pick off targets in the back. That's what fighter is lacking. Fighter is great against a tanky unit like a Tom-Tom. Ranger is great against something like a Tombstone that summons zombie cats. You kind of need your party to have the ability to do both. So, I mean, look, fighter and ranger, that's good. Who's going to be our tank? You know what? I think this skill, Meow, is more suited for a cleric. To get a teammate into healing distance. And you will probably never use Healing Bolt. Chewbacca, you're going to be our tank. All right, let's lock in, folks. I hope you're feeling locked in today. The fancy bow. Now, I was playing on my own personal file, and I brought this all the way to a specific domain in the first act, and it didn't do anything. So, I don't know what you do with this, but we're still trying to figure it out. Take a damage, cleanse a random debuff. I mean, I'll be real. I don't mind taking either, like anything that is not rare, with the yellow rarity. I don't mind taking on an excursion with me. Let's also look at everyone's skills. You have throw scrap. Give +3 armor to a unit or spawn a scrap pickup on an empty tile. Not really super useful, and for 5 mana, I feel like it's steep. Code style. I get +4 movement, and my movement action is a jump. If I land on a unit, it deals damage and displaces them. That's great. That is a great passive to have on my tank. It gives us a little bit more damage than this. It also means that we can Toad style into a push attack. We probably want Brace if we're going to be taking a lot of contact damage. Obviously, with a skill like this, you would want Thorns. We don't have Thorns. We could also give somebody this. It doesn't matter who. It's just 4 damage at the start of battle. Take 1 damage and cleanse a random debuff. We'll take it, because we could use it. And our fighter, take the big stick. Oh wait, we have broken window. Am I not paying attention? You, plus this, you'll be able to cleanse your own bleed with the Cat O' and you'll be able to land on people and give them bleed thorns. This is a strong tank. Maybe overly powerful for what we're doing today. This guy looks like an onion. I love it. My little... Or no, he looks like a garlic is what I meant to say. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's enjoying the content. People are saying that my second breeding video was less clear. Honestly, it could have been less clear. I believe you. I'll take your word for it. I mean, you're the person watching it. I'm the person writing it. If you say it's less clear, it's probably less clear. Let's, I'm going to try in the future to improve that. I'll make my next breeding guide clearer if possible. But I do think that at a certain point, you know, you do have to just kind of understand. You're going to have to understand the bleeding. Let's see if this works. Will this get rid of my bleed? Yes. Great. Really just an amazing synergy here. I want to jump on a unit and kill him. But if I jump on this unit, I won't be able to attack this unit. So it comes down to, would I rather kill a unit? Well, I'd rather kill this unit. This guy only does 2 damage. This guy does 5. Do I do throw scrap? I won't be able to throw it where I'm jumping, so it doesn't really matter. All right, let's well, you know, I'm not sure how much damage it does. Let's land on the pooter. So we did, it's gonna take 3 damage at the end of the round, but unfortunately that's a little bit too late for me. I'd rather get rid of you now, but we don't take the 5 damage. Cool. Throw scrap. Who's going next? The fighter? I could throw a little scrap here. You could go there and then kill this pooter. Nope, I threw it in the wrong place. Alright. My range is a little low, but we have this branch, luckily, which will help us compensate. And we do that. You know, this is... You only have 9 uses of this, but it's not the most valuable thing in the world. 1 enemy left. So, unfortunately, I can't pick this up. And I think if they had range to kill this enemy, I'd want to maybe consider looking for coins or something else you can do. But we're just going to end the battle. You know, people came into my comments last time and they had some very good feedback. One thing that I do know, and that I tell people all the time, is to right click or left click your cat to choose which direction it's facing. But I always forget to do it when I'm playing, especially in Act 1. In Act 1, I feel like all of my skills get a little bit lazy. A melee attack that inflicts freeze. We don't have the intelligence to cast it. That's the only problem. Force a unit to move towards you. But you have to kill something. The thing is, we already have Confront, which is movement tech to getting towards the enemy. Now, I'm imagining that Exhausting Blow resets between encounters. So why don't we do this? For me, one of the most important things is increasing my DPS as fast as possible. My first skill, I often want it to be something I can cast every turn that does damage. This whole game kind of snowballs. You can either snowball in a good way, or you can snowball out of control in a bad way. I guess there's probably a term for that that's not snowballing, but let's say, for example, you kill all the enemies on turn 1. Well, the game rewards you with better items at the end of the battle. Let's say that one of your cats go down. They get a permanent injury. So the game really, in my opinion, snowballs like crazy. And all that being said, you want extra damage early. Extra damage lets you clear rooms faster. It means you take less damage. It's always my priority. After that, maybe a movement skill. This is kind of bad. The only thing we could kill is this. And if that's the only thing we can kill, we might want to just wait a turn for the enemies to come to us. So it looks like this square is safe. Why don't we just go there for now? Could have thrown an armor scrap. We'll give you one. Can't give ourselves one, but we'll save that mana. Maybe next turn we will. So this is only 2 space dash. We're not, as I said, we've decided not to engage with the enemies this turn. So why don't we just go here? I could spawn a flea. Now this is gonna go up, so maybe we save our mana. When you gain coins, all allies heal 1 HP. I didn't even look at all the skills. It's funny. I said that I was going to, and then I didn't. You want to know how many alley runs I've done on my main file trying to grind out the house upgrades? It's made me a little bit brain dead, if I'm being honest. And it's going to take a little bit of adjustment to get over that. Needle shot, not really a fan of it, but it is great for just getting rid of a 1 health enemy. I could, you could also throw them in your tank if you wanted to. With this tank and his ability to jump into enemies, you might even say that it's more worth it. But for a room like this, we don't have to do anything that complicated. So I'm doing like 4 damage when I land on someone. If I landed on you, it'd kill you. I could land on you. The problem is being able to attack one of these mice. Let's prioritize this mouse. Does my warrior... No, my ranger should be able to take care of you. Okay. Let's just do that then. You take care of this mouse. Yo, your movement is terrible. I should have checked. I just assumed that my ranger had the range to hit this mouse. If I had put my fighter somewhere else, they would have, huh? Kind of a shame. Now we're not in trouble, but it was just like poor tactical gameplay on my part. I just assumed. Okay, now we take you out. That's that. Yeesh. I gotta do a little bit better if I'm gonna live true to the intention of this guide. To the rescue seems... I mean, we already have a jumping ability. Give a unit +5 thorns until the next turn is kind of good with Toadstyle. You can think of that as just +5 damage for 3 mana. We also only have 4 intelligence. I think barbed wire is very good for us. We have a healer as well, so our tank is going to be able to take a lot of damage from landing on enemies and then be healed right back up. So, ooh, extra limb. What is this? It's another basic attack. Oh, it could be really good on a ranger. Let's put it on the ranger. If we find ourselves needing more health, we can put it on the healer later. Still can't do the hard path, huh? So I've been thinking a little bit about Macy and how to handle her. Obviously, Macy is not difficult because Macy doesn't attack you. It's really her kittens that can put you in a spot of danger. But what I've been thinking about recently is just how you set up your units to prevent damage when there's so many sources. Obviously, you want your tank taking the brunt of the damage, especially if they have something like thorns. Like, our tank is going to have an easy time with these cats. And in fact, we might want to just throw him right in the middle and give him thorns and let them beat him up. But let's say we didn't have a tank with thorns. What would we do here? Well, I've been flirting with the idea of creating like defensive formations where maybe what you do is you take a corner or you take a flat surface like this and you just put your tank in a place where he's got 2 enemies adjacent But you make sure that each of your other allies could only ever have one enemy adjacent. Obviously, best works in a corner than here. Like if you're in this corner, right? Your tank is here, taking 2 hits a turn. Fighter's here taking 1 hit a turn. Ranger in the back, healer here taking 1 hit a turn and healing the tank. In that situation, there could be 100 enemies on the screen. As long as they're melee attackers, you're only ever taking 4 hits a turn, right? But if you're in the middle of the map, then all of a sudden you're taking a lot more hits. So the only thing that got me thinking about this was not necessarily Macy, but there's a slime boss in the caves, I believe, who, if you're doing too much DPS, you can actually put yourself in a spot of trouble by summoning way too many enemies at one time. And then a little turtle formation like that is helpful. Anyways, that's me overthinking. I am working slowly on boss guides. Not that anyone asked for a boss guide for Radical Rat. I just think it'd be interesting if I did, like, let's just say I did, let's put you like real in the center so that these guys can attack you. Whatever. Like, obviously no one's asking for a Radical Rat guide, but I think if I could like solve it to a point where you never get hit, it would be cool to make a guide. Which I think is doable for Radical Rat. And for the Hippo Queen, I'm pretty sure that you can reduce it to getting hit only like 2 times or something like that. You haven't moved yet. You've moved, so we'll hit. I mean, we're not going to hit you, but... So there's an issue. If you kill all the cats before you kill Macy, Macy will actually just flee. And I think it might impact the quality of the reward you get. So we would want the cats to get closer. So that Macy gets closer when we attack them. Like if we attacked Macy now, our team would still not be in range. But I think no matter what, these cats are gonna die attacking my tank. Let's move our tank back here. I just don't want to lose my rewards. I want everyone to get a little closer. Alright. This should be fine, because now we can summon Macy here. This cat's gonna take a swipe at us, but... And, I mean, we're gonna get backstabbed no matter what, but we should do this. We can exhausting blow one more time, actually, and then we can do this, and now our back is safe. Okay. Now you need healing. Here's a question, though. Will your spikes hit my healer? I'm almost certain that it will. Let me use Zealot first. It didn't. So do thorns only hit enemies? Bleed deals 3 damage and inflicts bleed to all units that contact you. There's still stuff I'm learning about the game, guys. I mean, look, we might as well just do a little bit more damage. 2 cats that only do 4 damage, 5 damage, easy to handle, while Macy doesn't really do any damage to us. The only way Macy does damage to us is if we attack. If all of her kins are out of her own range, she will turn around and attack us, is my understanding. Like, other than what you would do if you didn't have something like thorns, you'd probably just take a defensive position and then fight the kittens as they come towards you. Macy would swap positions with them, pushing them backwards. You kind of just repeat that cycle. My ranger's lack of mobility is probably going to be an issue at some point. If we can get them something like a grass walk, that would be huge. Well, I've taken enough damage. What if I did something like this? Let's face our back to the wall. We gotta make a good habit out of that. I'm sure when we're in Act 3, we're gonna really wish we developed those habits. You're gonna die at the end of round, so we're just chilling. Any coins that we can pick up? No? Not in our immediate vicinity. Immediate vicinity. That was so hard to get out of my mouth. Bible. Does Bible cleanse all buffs? Okay. You and your allies move towards the nearest enemy. What I'd like for my cleric is a way to increase DPS. Now, my cleric's speed is pretty slow, so they're gonna move at the end of the turn order, which might be a okay time to use Crusade. We don't need to revive a body. No one's gonna die. Run next to an ally with the most missing health. Trample all the way. Spawn a blessed pickup on an empty tile rage. Hallowed Ground is not terrible. What's our passive again? When you gain coins, all allies heal. Okay. Hallowed Ground is not terrible, but it doesn't increase our DPS. It just decreases how much damage we take. Emergency could hypothetically increase our DPS. It could also hurt some of our own units, though. I might just use Crusade. I don't know. We'll take Crusade. I've never picked Crusade before. I've never really used it. In my head, it doesn't seem that good. But I will say, equipping the Bible to you is great. Now, I don't feel great about a 6, but you know, in the spirit of this game, let's do it. We've gotten 2 food, which is great. That means I get to breed more. I love to breed my cats. All right, this is a Tom-Tom. Tom-Tom is a tank unit that's very slow, so we kill him last. Leapers are actually annoying. 5 damage and hitting in a circle is quite decent, I think, for an enemy. Now, we could kind of just tempt fate and we could get them to all attack my tank. I don't hate that. We just have to heal my tank. We did get a +1 to heal, and there's food right here, so I'm tempted to do it. I'm tempted to... Let's just do it. Look at this. We got Thorns 10. You're dead. And... Hold up. Come here. Is this going to put us in range? It won't put us in range. Oh, but we have allowed 2 of our units to get hit. I was overconfident with my plan. We're going to save this coin for the healer. Let's just move our ranger in a direction. Well, I guess there's always the off chance that we crit the leaper, but if we move here, there's a small chance the leaper targets us. I could use this to kill the leaper, but that feels wasteful. I want to save this for bosses. Let's just go here for now. So Thorns was able to give us a lot of DPS at the cost of a lot of HP. Move your allies towards the nearest enemy. Yeah, we don't want to do that. I think I would like to take a turn to heal Chewbacca. You know what? We're not going the hard path. It doesn't matter. It truly does not matter. Because I think at this early in the game, we're only going to get Radical Rat. And if we get Radical Rat, we're not going to take any damage. A melee attack that spawns a baited bear trap if it kills a unit or destroys a body. Now, we don't really have the strength to make Vivisect good. I like Sentry mode. The next time an enemy ends movement in your basic attack range, attack it. Basically, Sentry mode for 6 mana, which we don't have, but we're not really using these skills, and we have some charisma. This basically gives us 1 extra attack a turn for 6 mana. 6 damage for 6 mana. I think that's decently value. This could be good. Cross shot is good, but it requires so much setup. I don't like skills that require so much setup. I don't like having to think about where every enemy is placed and where every ally is placed, because this will hit your own allies. It's a better skill if you have a big brain, but I have a small brain, so we're gonna use Sentry. I have a small brain and it's very smooth. It's like a marble kind of brain. Which is not self-deprecation. Please don't get it twisted. I'm not here being self-deprecating for likes. I'm just, you know, the older that I get, the more I realize, like, okay, you know, when you're young, you think you're exceptional. Then you hit 30 and you're like, wait, I'm just like every other motherfucker in here, man. We're all trapped in this mortal coil together. Melee attack that with knockback 1 that inflicts confusion. I mean, that's kind of great. Confusion. No, we don't need the rare candy. So let's save our money. It is Radical Rat. So someone pointed out how Radical Rat targets his bombs. And I think that, like, I assumed that, but basically he's going to try to throw him in a place that hits the most of your units. So if I put 2 units here back to back, he could throw the bomb over here technically really far away and it'd hit 2 of my units. But see this formation that I'm at right now? To hit 2 units, you'd have to throw the bomb either here or here. Very convenient for us. Obviously we have to move, but with that in mind, right, why don't we first of all cleanse our bleeding? But if I was to, for example, move my tank here, he should throw his bomb right here, making it very easy to reach for my warrior. You see what I mean? Let's see if he does that. There you go. So now it's easy to defuse. What happened in my last video was I wasn't really thinking about that. I was like, let's just bum rush the boss. We're strong. And then I ended up getting my characters hit. So we want to bait the bomb into a place that might... Ooh, my cleric has no range whatsoever. In a way that makes me want to keep my characters like this, so that he has to throw his bomb right here. Let's try it and see if it works. No, so I guess the blue is his range for where the bomb would be. That makes sense. Usually a boss's attack is in red, but maybe for him it's blue. Because he couldn't make the bomb over here, or get the bomb over here, he threw it just hitting 1 ally and hitting this bomb. Now, that was lucky. I was just expecting to move out of the way of it. I wasn't expecting for my tank to jump onto it. I was gonna say that is a little bit of a problem. I was lucky there. Something miraculous happened, but I can't take credit for that. I was just thinking, let's try to get them away from the bombs. All right. We could attack you. We could attack you. We could also crowd you. Now, I'm pretty sure wherever he throws the bomb, it's going to be pretty easy to defuse. Let's give ourselves some thorns. No, wait, we gave it to the boss. I like the play of giving ourselves thorns and then jumping on the boss. Confusion might also be nice. Now we can use this forever, and I like that. I would rather... I mean, I'd rather do damage with my warrior, but my warrior has pretty bad movement. My hunter can take this bomb out, I believe. Yeah. What happens if we do this? I guess I should have stick to that. Exhausting blowed. Doesn't really matter. I mean, they die at the end of this round. 2 mana take you out. Sentry mode. And destroy your corpse. Just to be safe. Even though this round is over. Anyone, you need help. Bad. Let's heal you. Alright. That was a lot better than our first run. It wasn't perfect still, but we're learning how it works. My plan... I don't know if I should be saying this, but my plan is to abuse save files so that I can basically save my game right before a boss, and then I think I'll spend maybe like 10 or 12 runs fighting the boss and writing down notes on their AI, and then making a guide being like, if you want to fight this boss taking the least possible damage, this is how you do it. Kind of like a Final Fantasy raid tactics video. That's my thoughts, at least. We'll see if anybody actually wants that, but... Now, passive health regen all the time is great. I love that on my cleric. At the end of each round, inflict charm on a random enemy. Now, I will say this. Charm, you can think of charm as a DPS up, because if you charm an enemy that does 5 damage and it goes and hits a friend for 5 damage, then our cleric is now doing 5 extra damage a turn through their passive. But I will say, thou shalt obey, not as good on bosses. I believe if there's one charmed enemy and there's no other enemies, they will just attack you. So why don't we just take healing aura? If we were going, not sewers, if we were going junkyard, I would have definitely taken it because chubs and nubs would get charmed. But against... I don't even know the name of this guy. Don't think it's worth it. Now, I like killing the birds when I see them. Now, I like the sewers because they teach you a new lesson about the game, which is you're going to encounter enemies that have incredible range, like these leeches. They can fly across the whole map. And you'll actually have to line of sight them like it's XCOM. So, we also have these traps. They'll line of sight you, or they'll hit you if you're in their line of sight. So, these leeches can get very annoying if you don't use obstacles, such as these pipes, to hide yourselves. Luckily, we know that. I do want to take these guys out, because they're the only enemies that are in range of us, really. They're not even in range of us. Not even in range of us, huh? Let's see. So, I'm not going to get a chance to attack. I can attack with my fighter and my tank. My tank could kill this guy. My fighter is not going to really have the reach to take this guy on. And we're also going to risk walking in this. So as lame as this sounds, I think what we do is we just get rid of our bleeding. And maybe we move our tank a little bit closer to these guys. But we're going to let them do their thing. Oh, they're going to go to the water to heal, aren't they? That is maybe what they'll do. Hold up, let me read them. And drink water to heal, and they're damaged. Alright, well, look, if that's the case... Let's kill you. And now we're kind of blocking this way. It could go this way, I guess. Yeah. So the leeches can only do their dash attack from water. So we don't have to really worry about that. I'm going to heal the tank one more time. Pick up that coin. Now, do we really want to use this? Alright, problem solved. These guys have healed a little bit, but they're not really tough enemies. I don't think we're getting that bird. I would have had to like bum rush it. Well, obviously don't want to stop. Well, we could stop in front of it because there are bodies blocking the way. Yeah, why not? Let's lead the way with our tank. If we get another jump, that would be huge. And here's the thing. If we kill this leech without a solution in killing this leech will dash through and kill us. But I mean, you do 5 damage. You also do 5 damage. We get hit by 10 damage if we put our fighter here. We get hit by 4 damage, but this would get lifesteal and get stronger. How much mana do I have? Do I have enough mana to break through this corpse and do damage? Yeah, maybe. All right. Let's try this out. We're gonna kill ya. We are going to break you. And then we're gonna dash, push you into this enemy, and then when you come back, the hook will hit you? No, that's not how it works. Alright. Give me a flea friendly. Never mind. My cleric's movement is gonna be a problem. With these hook things, I don't feel safe enough doing this. Let's just zeal it up. And they're gonna move to the water on their next turn. If I do this, I'll move in this direction. My tank will actually jump. That's interesting. My tank will jump and land on an enemy, huh? I kind of like that. Because now that bird, unless it flies away, that bird is dead. That's very interesting. I've never used a combination of a tank having the jump passive, and I almost never choose that move option. So we're seeing new tech. Let's use sentry mode and call it a turn. Golden goose egg is pretty good. It's just a little bit more income. We have to prioritize this guy. We can barbed wire ourselves and then we can jump on him. Hell yeah. Alright. Easy rule. I think we took pretty minimal damage. Maybe our tank took some from jumping so many times onto enemies. When an enemy comes within range, shoot for 1 damage. I like this kind of combination of skills where I don't have to move to enemies, but I kind of defend if enemies move to me. Damage and effects from your traps are doubled. We're not really running traps. Gain damage each time you land a crit. +5 crit chance. I like tower defense. Tower defense upgraded can be pretty good because it changes it from 1 damage into your basic attack. Lends 1 stack of a random debuff at the end of each turn. +1 health regen. +1 health regen might be good on you. And this would be better than Cat of Nine Tails. Because we only have the 1 debuff, right? And it'd give us health regen. I think that's an upgrade. Barjack finds some evidence and is prepared for the next battle. Is that like an ambush? No. He's braced for the next battle. Okay. This is a funny room. There's traps. There's these guys who are going to go into water and heal. I think they're likely to get hooked. But the hooks are going to get a little bit clogged. I mean, I think we have... we don't really have the reach, huh? But we can take you out. I don't mind.
Meow.
These guys might just be handled by the traps. I kind of, you know, if you can avoid going in the water, it's probably better to. Let's take care of these guys first. We'll see how many of these guys are taking care of the traps. Or taken care of by the traps, I should say.
Meow.
Our range is just slightly lacking on the fighter. But I can... Yeah, I did see that. I did see that. My bad.
Meow.
Alright, well, look. Hey, he fell for it too. He fell for it too. He watched it happen to me and then it happened to him, okay? I'm not the only guy who lets things like that happen. Let's take you out. We got 6 damage.
Meow.
I will say, making a YouTube Let's Play, like trying to tell people that you're good at strategy games and then getting hit by the damn harpoon, it's a little embarrassing. Crusade has been really good for us, and right now the harpoons are both clogged, so let's do it. That's a little sketchy. Kind of like my guy just jumping around on enemies, giving them bleed. Like, what's not to like about what just happened there? We got you here. I can land on you and take you out. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Alright. Look, we got harpoon that one time, but like, can we admit, round 2, clearing the room, all my characters at full HP. We're doing okay, okay? I might not be the brightest bulb, but I'm like, I'd still be on the display floor. They're not removing me. They're not taking me out of the lamp. I'm still kicking. I've got kind of a warm glow, you know? Some dudes, they're like one of those LED lights, just bright white light. Me, I'm kind of like an old school bulb, one that's just been in a lamp for 10 years, but I'm still burning that warm glow. Okay, we have a lot of good options here. Thorns 2. Thorns 2 would just basically amplify what's already been working so well for us. It's also really good against the last boss of sewers, who just walks into you over and over again. We already have the ability to add thorns to us though. So I wonder if hard head is better, because the boss will be walking into us again and again. We can block all of his attacks from the front. Sorry. And apply thorns to him. I'm sorry about that. I shouldn't be drinking Monster. We block all attacks from the front and apply thorns to ourselves. I think we'd be doing a lot of damage to him with no repercussion. Meanwhile, if we took this, we'd already kind of just be adding on to something we're doing. You know what I mean? This would give us some great defense as a tank, just in many situations. I love hard head. A low damaging lobbed attack. You know, I might prefer molars over extra limb, because I kind of don't want to waste all these charges. We could use this on a harder run. We could use this against Tina when they come and visit my house. Bee Stinger. I've actually never seen this item before. What are you? Your basic attack inflicts poison 1. That's really good. Really good. Probably on my fighter.
Meow. Meow.
You can have this. Apparently, if you use items on the run that you find them, it does not reduce their usage. Come on, brother. Don't do that to me. All right. We're Flush Master. Is that what this is? Flush Master. Flush Master with our tank who has the ability to jump is going to frankly be a very easy fight. The hardest part of Flush Master is if you had a bunch of cats, like my ranger here, that have terrible mobility, then you're kind of in a pickle. Now I know that my guy is going to hit this, but he's my tank, so we'll just let that happen. But if you have guys with low mobility, it can be very hard to reach Flushmaster. Because Flushmaster could teleport anywhere, including nearby. You want your team to be spread apart. And also positioned in a way. Like, if you don't know how the fight works, at the end of the round, Flushmaster is going to blow every unit with knockback 10 in the direction he's facing. So, my tank, for example, is in a terrible place. He's going to hit the spiky rock. If I had a little bit more movement, which I guess I do through Exhausting Blow, I would want to position my fighter here so they get pushed back into this pipe, but they're now closer to the central. Let's do that. They're closer to the center of the board, which means that there's a higher chance they'll be able to reach Flushmaster next turn. Now, we do also have Crusade. And I have 10. The only thing is I'm scared to see where all of our characters end up. If I spam Crusade a few times, there's a chance someone is going to get hit by the spike wall. But considering we have 13 thorns right now, we'd be doing a lot of damage. And that passive. Wow. Now, we actually ended up in a pretty good position because our tank is going to cushion the blow for our warrior into the spikes. And my cleric can't really do anything. But I could, I could go here. That's more central. And this is great. You'll get pushed back into that. This is... The Crusade ability has actually turned out to be way more value than I thought because of my tank. I'm very happy with how it turned out. 2-round Flushmaster. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Mochi, pick up the coins. Yeah, I should have done that. You're right. You're right. You got me. You got me. Your basic attack is always critical on enemies that have damaged you. That's a good skill. It's a great skill for melting a boss. It's going to be really good against the last boss, who is going to definitely damage our fighter, since all of his attacks are close range. I would say if you're struggling with the game, one of the things you need to do is you need to be able to understand how the boss is going to attack you and what its weaknesses are, right? Like, the final boss of this setup, of the sewers, I should say, he's really strong against melee units normally. Now, okay, our bleed thorns and our bleed is gonna give these guys extra turns. And I should have thought about that. But I will say this. You're isolated, and I could take you out. The problem, though, is if I do that, the rest of my team is going to be vulnerable to these sharks that get extra turns and apply bleed. If anything, I want my tank to take all of their damage, which is not that much. It's 2 damage per hit. With my bleed, I should be able to kill them. You know what? Thorny tank is really goated. You heard it here first. Now, my ranger can probably deal with you. So my fighter is going to go deal with these guys. They have long... What's it called? Projectile shots. It's another example of why you want to use line of sight. I don't know. It pushes all units in a straight line. I'll tell you what. I don't want this guy to break this poop and let the shark out before I'm ready. So what I'll do instead is I'll move my fighter here. We're going to get hit once. It's alright. We're going to heal back up. I could also exert twice, get over here, and then kill him with my stick. Considering we're not really going to get another chance to use exert, never mind. I was wrong. Yeah, that makes sense. So would have pierced the poo if he was standing here, and that would have been bad. Now you are perfect for dealing with this guy. Let's, I mean, we'll position ourselves here to heal my tank when he needs it. I'll pop a zealot just in case someone makes it through. Then we'll heal our fighter next. I probably shouldn't have put my fighter out there. I think the smart thing would have been to deal with the sharks first, deal with this shark, deal with these two guys last. They couldn't hit my team. I was just trying to do too many things at one time. Now, I have a total of 8 damage plus 6. 14 damage. You have 13 health. I'll be able to kill you. Now, you are trapped. You're not trapped. Okay, a little annoying, a little annoying. I guess you're my priority. Sloppy room. This was a sloppy room. It's not terrible. Like, look. Full health, basically full health. You're a little hurt. Ultimately, not punished. But, for example, there was no reason to even fight these guys. Unless I was trying to rush out the turn timer. There wasn't a reason to fight these guys. Until I was done clearing out the sharks. I shouldn't have sent my fighter out there just to get blasted. Well, here's what's interesting. If I increase my intelligence, that's 3 crusade charges a turn. If my tank has the thorns buff, that means that that's 3 times he applies it. Now, my movement is terrible. Movement is absolutely terrible. But Crusade kind of makes up for it. Crusade kind of makes up for it. Let's take the intelligence. I would recommend taking the movement, especially if we're going any further. But since I know what the last boss is, and I know how we're gonna beat him, which is my tank is going to just touch him a bunch of times until he's dead. Let's sneak by. I've also never seen a large shark tooth. Are we getting incredibly lucky with our drops? Like, what's going on? Your basic attack inflicts +1 bleed. Take an extra turn at the end of round for each bleeding enemy, but you're uncontrollable during these turns. Okay, look. Come on. You know, oh wait, no. Never mind. I'm uncontrollable. I mean, look, here's the thing, right? My fighter doesn't have a way of hurting our own team. I hate any item that's AI controlled in this game because oftentimes the AI will kill yourself. But in the terms of a fighter, not really anything that they can do to hurt themselves. In fact, getting extra basic attacks against the enemy that's hurt them is gonna go crazy. Let's also inflict bruise. I'm pretty sure we're about to have one of the easiest Act 1, whatever the heck this guy's name, fights there is of all time. Backstabs, inflict bleed 1. I mean, there's a chance. There's a small chance. What's your name? Boris. Our hunter or ranger ability that does damage every time an enemy moves is also very good. So Boris moves 1 tile at a time, but he moves in between all allies. What he'll do is he'll just walk into you over and over again. And that will do slow chip damage at you. He'll also do something where try to land on your back. He's going to do something where he dashes at the end of the turn. I don't know how much damage it does, but it's substantially more damage. You want to make sure your characters are never getting hit 2 at a time. Oh no! He walked away because he was confused? Is that what happened? Oh no, it's because my ranger attacked him. Actually, he's gonna always target my ranger. Got it. Well, we can use this to get you away from my ranger. The other thing you have to watch out for is you don't really want to be in the water The water can push you into these spikes. So I'm gonna attack Boris again. Boris will hopefully, I mean, if we didn't attack again, Boris might hit the spikes. He'd also maybe dash into the spikes, which is good. Good for us. Now, if I crusade, are you telling me I'm just gonna stack a crazy amount of bleed on you? Yes, but you will be hitting our allies. We gotta be careful. We gotta just make sure that each time we do this, we have some HP on our characters. I don't want to be here, but I do want to be here in case you dash this way. See. Of course, you're gonna hit 2 enemies. Now you're almost dead, which is so nutty. I don't think I've ever done a round 1 Boris. Ooh, I love that item. Round 1 Boris. All right. Pretty good, pretty good. Got +1 range. Now, someone also brought up that I was trying to calculate which of my strays had 7s naturally, and I was removing the collar bonuses, but I was forgetting the bonuses from leveling up, and I do always forget that you get +1s as you level up. I mean, look, our constitution, I hate a 3 constitution. Too low for any class. Not that we're gonna use these characters. Why am I even... I'm acting like we're gonna fight Tina with these characters. We're not fighting Tina with these characters. These characters are being given away to NPCs the second we get home. Why am I overthinking it? Why am I overthinking it? What's this? Maybe just a little spider? I would be so... I mean, I'm not going to promise anything, but we're going to do our darn best to not fail any runs and be as efficient as we can on this playthrough, because the game's already like a 250-hour game. We have unlocked the caves. We're going to definitely do the caves next time. Let's take a quick look at everything going on, though. Cat of Nine Tails, honestly, not good enough to keep, but probably better than Snack. Better than Snack for sure. Let's... You know what? Let's wait till next day. I think P-Mart might open up. And Jack might open up. And they might want our injured cats. Let's talk to Butch real quick. Well, well, well. It looks like you got another caller. The thief. A personal favorite of mine. Me too, Butch. Someone bothering you? Thief can stab him in the back. Need some extra cash? Well, you know the thief's got sticky fingers. And don't get me started on how quick they are. Just hope the girls don't find out. Ahaha. Guys, do you think that Butch and Tink have any relationship? Have you ever noticed that they have the same hair and like the same body? Part of me, I wonder if like Butch is Tink's like mask persona. It would make sense. The name is Butch. Like, look, they even have the same mustache. Nah, they have to be the same person, right? I don't know. I've been thinking about that. It's been keeping me up at night. I wonder if that's a real thing or if I'm being paranoid. It'd be cool if I find out later. Anyways, if you know, maybe don't spoil it for me. I'm pretty good with spoilers at this point. I'm in Act 3, but I actually don't know that. So if you know anything about that, please don't spoil it. Let's end the day, see what NPCs we unlock. They might kill each other up there, actually. Nothing happened. Zorro moment? Okay, I was right. There's more NPCs. Tracy. Yeah, I see you. I'm Tracy, but I honestly don't feel a word can fully represent who I am as a person, so don't bother using it. But you must think you're some kind of pet lover. I assume you identify as a pet lover by how you carry yourself. Well, yeah, I thought so. Pet lover. God, that term is so speciest. Even hearing the word pet, it just makes my skin crawl. I prefer the term animal companion. You know what's really funny is like, I'm like, Ed, why are you making fun of customer service workers who are political. That's me, man. When I'm working in coffee, I'm like, hey, here's your Americano. By the way, do you think we'll ever see a revolution in our lifetime? In fact, I believe all animals should have the same rights as us, if not more. I'm gonna imagine that this isn't just he's not making fun of the woke, he's making fun of like the type of vegan who's like this. God damn it. Hello. Welcome to P-Mart, where our love for your pet is never ending. Our cat donation center stays open 24/7. Every donation of a cat aged 5 or older will go directly to the expansion of this location. We will be doing that because it's very good for our house. Frank, what do you want? Frank is scared. The cave are a dark, spooky thing. Frank was a dead guy in that place once. But don't worry, we got so smart and builded a new Frank out of the old one. Yo, Frank you mentioned? Sorry, that's a lot of One Piece references at one time. Good as new. Look at how we can make this one dance. Okay, Drake. Great dance, Frank. Frank can't dance like old Frank can, but look again. Alright, Frank. Good for you. Don't worry. We're going to go to the caves. We're going to be fine. I maybe prefer Boneyard, Junkyard over the caves, but I think the caves are actually supposed to be the easier path. Hold up. Froggo? Froggo, you're actually really bad. You're below average. You have -1 stats. Maybe I'll just keep you and then get rid of you later. What's your deal? Oh, you are a statted 7 cat with no collar. So you're actually good for breeding. Do I have anyone else like that up here? I don't really know because I can't see people's base stats. So I'll tell you what, we want to upgrade Butch. Obviously we want to upgrade Frank, but I would say Butch is the priority. So why don't we give you to Tracy? And if we can give you to Butch, we'll give you to Butch. Hello and thank you for entering the P-Mart Donation Center. With your help, we have rehomed a feline to a family in need. As you may have heard, all reward members gain exclusive imports. Come back tomorrow, I haven't restocked. Pretty sure it's a frozen food locker. Yep, those are great because it lets us breed more. The more food capacity you have, the more generations you can breed. We're gonna get rid of all these cats. None of them are exceptional. Some of them had 7s, but we'll find more cats with 7s. It's really not an issue. Butch is our priority. I've been this whole time. I did not know you could right-click a cat to see its stats. I've been clicking cats and then clicking this. Can you believe that? Can you believe I've been doing that? Wow, right-clicking is so much easier. Let's you know, I like to end the videos ready for the next day. Inflict poison, inflict +2 poison. Start with but you start with poison. Let's say that seems like a pretty good item. Who's at my door? Buffy, you have a 7. All right. We're not going to send you on an adventure. You don't have a 7, so you go to the attic and we're going to prepare for our next adventure. Maybe you're building our next adventure. Clippy. Clippy, you have good stats. Having a 3 constitution, though, I might have to make you a tank just to give you the extra stats. Could also just give you the Tink. Why don't we give you the Tink? We want to upgrade Tink ASAP, so I think any kittens we get will go to Tink. Unless the kitten is the child of cats with 7s. Alright, here's our crew. Are you all at least average? You're average, you're average, you're average, you are below average, but you have aged up enough we can give you to Tracy. Alright, let's wait one more day. Smudge, you're average. Alright, next episode, go out on another mission. We're going to go do the caves. Hopefully we beat it first try. I don't see why not. We could also buy this food locker. In fact, maybe we should. And we actually can't equip it yet. What do we need to do to unlock the other NPC that gives us furniture? Your health is filthy and your cats are all donked up, I assume. Well, don't worry. You're pretty low ahead. Tink is here for you. I have loads of hot gossip, so let me fill you in. That's comfort. High comfort means they'll breed and they won't fight. Tink, I should be telling you that. Alright. That's about it. Next time we'll send Balu, Snowba, Poopy, and Smudge on an adventure to the caves. And we'll come back and hopefully install that food thing. It would have been nice to install it now, just so we can bring back more food from the mission, but, you know, it is what it is. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this playthrough. If you have any feedback on how I could play better, please let me know. I don't actually mind at all. And if you have any feedback on how I can make these videos better, I would also appreciate it. You might not believe it, but I'm pretty new to content creation. I blew up overnight because of one video, but I'm still learning a lot, and that's okay. I'm going to catch you guys next time. Peace.